We are live. It is 28mm RPG. Rick here as the castle keeper. And with me today is Spencer from the Spencer Show. He's playing Steve, the wizard.
He is full of intelligence.
And then underneath me here, we have Josh. Josh, change your name. Go ahead and do the 3-dot thing on your little avatar on the bottom there. Change that to, I guess, it's going to be Ember and Ash, the dwarf and a gnome that you are playing.
Yep, barbarian and a legionist.
Alrighty.
A legionist.
Cӯsōsᴜnʟᴇs forever. So we are in the world of Harn, which is a human-centric world. Oh, there are, dwarves and that sort of stuff around, but not as plentiful as, say, Tokens World or something like that. But still, very much part of the setting. So we are going to go ahead and, reiterate our rules. We stay in character. It's all theater of the mind, except for maybe a couple of pictures, of which I speak of. Go ahead and bring up. Oh, you guys see that or not see that?
The castle?
No. Let me go ahead. For some reason, it's not showing. There we go.
There we go.
I don't know what was going on there. But we are having some sort of intermittent problems with internet here. So with everybody involved, last couple of days have been kind of weird lately. So
it's been under the weather like what we have been.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. I mean, who knows? If our internet start going out, that's the way it goes. But like I said, it's been a little weird lately. Go ahead and get the timer going here. And start. So I have that going. Give me a warning. We're running out of time. We will go ahead and start in character from here on out. So.
No.
So the group of you have finally arrived after a day's worth of travel. You are originally from the manor of Ebery, where there have been many suspicious disappearances of people. And there's been a suspected rumor that they may be getting sacrificed at some ancient ruin of Morgath, which is way off into the woods. And this is where you and your group have traveled towards, enduring the woods and wilderness and the high mountain areas around Ebery. And let me go ahead and turn off. I have a Discord bleeping away. It might be bleeping away in my headset as well. So I'll just get rid of that for right now. With Discord. There we go. Lots of action on Discord. So, ahead of you, Eric, who is a human fighter, is kind of leading the group along. He stops, looks ahead, says, this is apparently the place that the washout occurred. And ahead is that secret entrance into the underbowels of the Temple of Morgoth, the ruins of the Temple of Morgoth. I suspect we should go quickly, but be wary of any traps. Any of you able to seek traps, or are you?
'Tis I, Steve. I'm going to detect magic and see if there's any magical traps.
You cast magic, and In front of you, you do not see any signs of any kind of magic emanating. It is very much clear.
It does not look like there's any traps among us right at this point. We shall continue to move forward.
Okay, says Eric. Eric goes ahead and starts moving towards the entryway ahead, closing in on that little dark area in the middle. Like walking forwards. You see him walking away from you as you guys watch him walk. He looks back.
Yeah.
Are you coming?
We'll slowly follow behind you. You go on ahead. Make sure there's no traps for us.
Ember, I take it that is you.
It'll be probably Ash.
Okay, Ash. So that's what Ash says. Eric keeps on
yeah.
going. Ash makes her way slowly.
I'm going to follow a little behind the group, but I am following.
Okay.
Yeah, and Ember will stay close to Steve. To
Ember?
make sure. Yeah.
Ember, the stocky dwarf.
Think this little guy is going to protect me?
I push him over.
Ah, what an arm
get
you got
pushed.
there. We shall continue.
And
You made your point.
Arak ends up looking down down that dark hole of an entryway. He's like, stairs descending downwards, endless. He's like, it looks kind of suspicious to me, but he puts one foot forwards, puts the next down, sniffing around, trying to get a sense of the air. Must. Smell of dirt, mud. This has been washed out many weeks ago.
Here, take this torch. Should help illuminate the way.
No. Save your torch. I have one myself. He goes ahead, pulls one out of his pack and lights it. It goes through the air, making a weird noise when he flashes it back and forth.
Yeah,
And
both,
he starts.
Ash and Ember scoff at him. Humans looking at each other. Can't see in the dark.
It's the way we're made. He starts descending down. You see the torch starting to, dwindle from your eyesight as he's heading on downwards.
Yeah, we'll hold back just out of that torch sight.
He
So
descends down about 20 feet, 30 feet. He looks back. Hey, are you guys coming?
He motioned to Steve. Go on ahead. We can see in the dark.
We haven't stopped following you.
Come on. Keeps on heading on down. It's continuous down.
I follow about 10 feet behind him.
Okay.
And it'll be about 20 feet behind Steve.
That's Ash?
Ash and Ember.
And Ember. Okay.
Yeah.
Behind you, the gnome notices a sound. Sounds like kind of a weird howling. Something that you would know. The sound of orcs from behind.
It's an ambush.
She calls out.
Get ready to protect yourselves. I'm kind of in the middle of everything right now.
You hear it. It's far away there, Ash. But distant. It sounds like that they're closing in on the entrance.
Okay. Well, hurry up and head inside.
Eric turns around. It's like, don't rush me. I'm making my way slowly. He keeps
Well,
on heading down.
if you want to be orc food, go ahead.
It's like he keeps on going, kind of at a mediocre kind of pace, heading down further.
Ash
I
gives
got a
him a little
torch
push.
lit and I'm following at the same distance, 10 feet.
Hey, little person, enough of that. I'll and suddenly you hear something click underneath your feet, and you hear something like that sounds like a bit of a rumble going on above your heads.
Who stepped on it?
I don't know. He looks around. He's like, he starts heading down further, faster. And
Damn it, we don't know who's it. We gotta keep going.
Ember's gonna
As-
pick up Ash and follow along behind him.
and you notice that behind you, you kind of get the gesture that the light behind you is getting obscured.
Probably the door. Hopefully, that's all it is.
You hear the growls of the orcs behind you getting closer and closer. You hear one of them scream out, which you determine as, look, found fresh meat.
I'm running down behind our leader there.
Yep. And Arak ends up heading down really fast. Up ahead, you can see that the stairways descend and turns around 90 degrees to the left in a corner at the very bottom. Meantime, there's more kind of weird kind of sounds coming overhead, like something going across the top, like from ahead to behind you. And you can see a spear come down, ding, 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 down the stairway before you.
What's going on back there?
Just keep running.
He's running. He goes around the corner and looks around to see the rest of you guys following up behind him. In the meantime, you see a group of orcs making their way down as well. And then suddenly, this big block comes down on top of half the orcs, squishing some of them. And then the block starts coming down the stairs towards you.
Run!
As it's hitting the tops of each of the stairs.
By this point, I'm right behind Alk.
You go around the corner behind him as well.
Yeah.
And
Two short-legged folk are following as fast as they can.
so Arak goes ahead and moves out of the way as he sees basically the entryway suddenly get smashed up against slammed with a big, giant, massive block. And you can see blood splurt out towards you from a couple of the orcs which had remained, which were being bowled over by the massive block.
Crunchy.
The impact goes ahead and creates a big shudder in this whole area and echoes throughout the entire chamber. Behind you, that you can see, is a entrance just around the basically around the corner. The corridor ends with a door, double door.
Ash will go up to it and see if gonna go up to it and yeah, see if there's anything on the other side. We're gonna listen.
Ash puts her ear up towards the door, not hearing anything.
Well, there might be something, there might not be.
I'm
Yeah, there
raising
is
my
a-
torch to see if there's any inscriptions or anything around the door.
You notice as you're kind of moving the torch around, you see that there is a impression on the door itself. Looks like some sort of a strange looking impression mosaic, which encompasses both sides of the door in a circular fashion. Very dusty, kind of, has it been exposed to air for some time?
Well, it looks like it hasn't been open for a while. I'm going to cast my open spell.
You cast. You notice that the door kind of goes. The central part turns slightly. You see that the dust and everything kind of cracks away from the door itself, and it sets itself and opens inwards,
Impressive.
opening up into a kind of a large 25 by 25 foot chamber in here that your torches kind of get a gist of. Another door across the way, kind of in the opposite direction. And you see that there are two on the opposite corners, two strange looking altars, which have kind of a kneeling pad by the looks of it. And you can see some form of statue on either one, more or less like a bust on each one.
I'm going to walk over to one of them and check for any inscriptions.
Yeah, and I'll send like dancing lights over to the other one to try to illuminate it more. For Ash.
Okay. Ash casts dancing lights. The lights go over towards the one to the left or one to the right.
Which one are you heading towards, Steve? Left or right?
I'm heading to the right one.
Yeah, I'll head. It'll
one
cast
on
it
the
towards
right.
the left one then.
Dancing lights heads over to the left side. Steve approaches the right side. And Arak stands still, kind of looking with his torch. He goes ahead and pulls out his sword to get it ready, just in case. Looking
Yeah.
around.
Ember will pull out her spear and shield as well.
Okay. The dancing lights illuminate it's an altar. It's got like a kneeling pad before it. And the altar itself has what looks to be some sort of bust, which is some sort of a skeletal kind of looking head coming out of the altar itself, made of like some sort of black obsidian. Or there is on top of it a crown. And this crown looks like it's kind of like carved to be like fire on it. Very kind of strange. Steve approaches the other side as he goes along, noting that there is like these black and red kind of mosaics built into the floor of little intricate squares of some sort of tiles. And seeing that altar is kind of similar to the one I've described to Ash and Ember. Another bust on top of the altar, which is made out of black obsidian by the look of it. However, it does have a crown on it as well, on the skeletal brow, made of bones.
So, anyone have any idea who these two might be?
2 guardians of the cellar, I would imagine.
You're looking it
Try
over.
and remove the crown off of the top of their heads.
So, Steve, you reach over, pick up the bone crown off of it, pulling it off, and it's looks like it could fit on a head, just like yours. But the unit itself, nothing happens. You have the bone crown in your hand.
Okay, I'm gonna put the crown on my head and kneel down on the pad.
Doing so, you hear a click, and suddenly behind the altar, you see something lift up, and the altar descends down. Revealing a passageway.
Do the same on the other side.
Yeah, Ash will do the same with the fire one.
She takes the crown, puts it on her head as well, and kneels down. Once again, a click, but this time something comes out of the wall and brings itself forwards. Looks like something of a strange stone cabinet with some doors.
Interesting. Amber will go over and investigate it.
Amber
Interesting.
approaches, taking a look with her dwarvish eyes. Appears to be just a pair of doors. Cabinet. Kind of like, a 2 foot by 1 foot stone cabinet.
Okay, well, she'll open it.
Slides it open. And there within, you see 3 keys hanging inside the cabinet. A black key, a red key, and a white key.
Interesting.
It looks like
Suddenly,
there's
you hear some
multiple
bang.
chambers that we need to go through to get to the main room.
You hear some banging going on in the background behind you through where you came from, where the stone had landed and smashed up against the entry. And you hear like a kapak, 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 kapak. It almost sounds like hammers up against the stone trying to get through.
Kind of limited in time. It almost sounds like those orcs are trying to get into this room as well. Grab the keys and we'll go through this door.
Yep, Amber will grab all 3.
Agrak comes into the room a little bit further, kind of, and he kind of looks back and goes ahead and closes the door behind him.
Anything you can use to seal that door with?
He shrugs. Don't know. You got some magic to make it like seal closed?
I mean, I could use you to seal with it, but I got nothing else.
Sorry,
nothing
I got
here.
nothing
He's looking
right
for no spikes, no nothing. Okay. I guess we better clear out of here like fast.
Yep.
He looks over at the passageway himself, kind of like, ooh. He comes up over closer to it and looks in, seeing that it's a passage going straight. And further on, since he's got the torch as well, it winds off from one direction to the next, left or right, 20 feet ahead. Very musty kind of smell. Smells kind of like something weirdly odd. Kind of like death.
Smells like home.
All right, guys, which way are we going?
Take a pick. First.
It doesn't matter which way we go as long as we stick together. We need to stick together because we don't know what's ahead.
Yep.
Yeah. But our goal here is to go ahead and rescue the people if we can find them.
Let's go down the left side and see what's going down there. And if
Left
it's a
side, then
dead
the
end,
right.
we'll double back. We'll go down the Y side or the other side.
Eric looks over at Ember. So who's gonna go first? Me or you or both of us?
I'll go first a little bit ahead. It's my eyes adjusted to the dark, and then I'll head on in. I can see farther than you can.
Your eyesight is kind of impeded by the torch.
Yeah. Trying to remember how long that takes.
Your adjustment would probably be about a couple minutes.
Okay, so yeah, she'll close her eyes and cover them up to get readjusted to the.
Eric holds
The dark?
back and he looks at the rest of the party as you enter in.
Ash will follow behind as well.
Well, Ash follows in. And as you are going in a little further and getting your eyes adjusted, you can kind of see a couple of, looks like some form of small insects moving along. You recognize them as like giant centipedes. They're kind of like scurrying along the walls, making their way.
Okay. So far, so good.
And then soon enough, you start seeing, you start actually, the gnome, Ash, hears something kind of dragging down the corridor, coming from the right.
Okay. She'll tap Ember on the shoulder and tell her to wait here, and then run back to the others and let them know that company could be incoming.
They're basically 20 feet behind you.
Okay, so yeah, just quickly go back to them and let them know quietly so as not to alert whatever it is.
Art goes, what did it sound like?
Something dragging, sliding.
Gets his sword ready, kind of
coming from the right.
Torch in the other hand. In the meantime, Ember, you notice that the a shadow kind of lingers along, kind of in that phosphorescent kind of glow in the kind of the ceiling area, which causes a little bit of a fluctuation, but you can see a shadow kind of elongate itself down the corridor, and it seems to be approaching very slowly. You're not quite sure if it's human-like, human shape, but it is tall.
Okay, and it's coming from the right or like up above in the left?
That is coming from your right.
Okay.
From the left, you can see that the corridor goes down about another 30 feet, and it turns left and right.
Okay. So she'll head back to the others, let them know that there's another passageway and that there's definitely something coming from the right. And I will get Ash to cast Dancing Lights again on the ceiling where Ember kind of shows her where saw the shadow.
The lights go twinkling off towards the location, and it illuminates what appears to be a couple of shambling figures moving towards you, walking, humanoid. You can see a slight glow coming from their eyes as they go.
Oh.
To them.
Okay. Uh, that's the case.
One of them
Embers. Oh,
starts
no.
swinging at the lights, and the other one looks down towards your location and goes, and starts shambling towards you.
Okay, Ember's going to throw her spear at the one that's looking at us.
Roll. D20.
There we go. Almost a crit.
Beautiful. So you throw, wicked throw. You can describe how it goes into the creature.
Okay, just throw it and you get it right in the mouth as it's doing that.
And it's like it's got the spear like pretty much through the back, and it's like swinging around like with its arms flailing. Roll damage.
Yep, it was 6.
6. Nice. And yeah, this thing kind of it's kind of like its head is barely hanging on there, but it's still flailing around kind of a bit. The other one dismisses the dancing lights and starts looking towards your direction from the attack.
Okay, I'll pull out her battle axe when she can and get ready.
Arak moves forth beside you to get ready as well.
Some sort of.
I'm gonna pull out my
Okay.
bola.
Steve prepares the bola.
Okay, and for now, Ash is just going to step back and kind of keep an ear to the other direction for now.
As she does that, she notices something coming around the corner from that direction. Something a lot bigger than the other ones.
Wow.
And it kind of approaches a little bit more sturdy and directing in its movements as it kind of lingers towards you guys, closing in at about 25 feet and coming closer.
Okay, in this case, I will cast. She'll cast Dragon Image on herself.
Okay.
So they take the appearance of a dragon that appears to breathe on the victim. If the victim fails their intelligence save, they suffer 1d6 hit points damage.
It rolls. And your casting occurs, and you can see that the dragon image forms in front of it, but it just kind of just walks past it and makes its way through it. It doesn't even seem bothered by it.
Oh boy.
And it goes, it opens its mouth, and you can kind of see this dark ichor come rushing forth out of its mouth.
I'm gonna cast Detect Poison.
Detect poison at which area?
At the black smog that's coming out of the mouth.
You cast detect poison, and you do not detect any poison coming from that area.
Okay.
Arak goes
Well,
ahead and
I lose
prepares
this time.
himself for battle in front of you with a sword, getting ready to swing at it.
Okay. Ember, hearing the creature from the other correct direction, will turn around and head towards Ash.
Okay. There is another creature from your side which accompanies that one with the spear through its head. It is lingering towards you in a kind of a slower rate.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she'll head towards the big guy to try to protect the squishy.
The one with the smoke coming out of its mouth.
Yeah.
Okay. You start approaching it. As you are doing so, Eric comes alongside with you as well with his sword ready. And in order to engage, Eric takes a swing at it. And he kind of clashes up against it. It goes ahead and cleaves off of part of its armor that it's wearing. This creature kind of has like a ceremonial kind of gamma-sol on, and it's kind of got a helmet and stuff, like a ceremonial helmet, and it just kind of gets buffeted by the attack. Ember.
Yes. We'll attack as well. 17.
Nice. You cleave into it. Roll damage. Right on. Okay.
Don't think that was done. Oh.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
No.
2 plus 2. Okay.
Yeah, because it wasn't proper dice. So there we go. I just can't remember what the battle axe is for dice.
Oh, there we go. Let me correct that for you. I go ahead and wear this because it was getting cold and now I'm overheated.
Yeah, that does happen.
Why is this? Set the dice to a D8. Select. There you go. You have that now? You see that?
Let's try it. Yeah, it's not. I'll try it on my end and see if it. Yeah, so there we go.
Hold on, that's the wrong one. Let me get the right one here. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, Battle Axe is set.
Yeah, I just said it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was able to. So it looks like a 3.
Nice. And you strike into the creature. It backs off. It's like, and the shadowy thing coming out of its mouth attacks. Just comes out towards 3. Goes directly to Eric, striking him. And as the blackness kind of congregates around his torso, you can kind of see him kind of wither away a little bit. You kind of see that he's feeling like something's pulling. He's like, the energy out of me. As this thing Steve.
While that thing's deteriorizing, Arik, I'm gonna reach over top of him and I'm gonna cast magic missile at this thing.
You cast magic missile. Roll damage.
What am I rolling?
D4 +1. If you have a dice set, just roll the D4.
D4?
Yep.
4.
Nice. And the creature kind of gets pushed back. It releases Arik from its grip from the shadowy filamentations coming at him. And It is Ash.
Okay. Ash will cast Minor Dark Chaos. It's
Okay.
2 attacks. They automatically hit. But as long as it unless it makes its intelligence save.
Okay. Damage.
Okay, yeah, 3 damage.
The creature hisses once again as you see it get flayed a little bit from the attack. And it strikes back towards you with its arms.
And
Flailing
that is-
around, it goes ahead and it actually hits Arak. Arak falls to the ground. You kind of see him kind of get belted backwards and into the side of the catacombs. Hits the wall, falls limp. The other creatures are from the other side, one with the spear in its mouth and the other one still fully whole, kind of come around the corner towards you guys.
I'm going to pull Arik out of there. Try and
Steve?
drag him out behind
Okay.
us.
Steve, go ahead and do a strength check for me. D20.
D20.
Yeah, or just roll your strength check.
Nat 20.
You with fevered you got your adrenaline up and everything. You grab Arak and you start pulling him along like he was nothing. And the creature ends up striking at you with an attack of opportunity. And you must make a check, please. D20.
D20.
Yep.
I'll make this visible.
Nice. You kind of feel when the black ichor darkness strikes at you, you can feel it kind of try to drain at you, but you fight it off.
Take that, you son of a gun.
And you take 2 points of damage, though.
Well, that's not nice.
Which knocks you back a little. The creatures from behind kind of lunge forwards to attack Ash. And misses horribly. It kind of fumbles its way into the catacomb a little bit more, with the spear knocking it aside. Ember.
Okay. Ember is going to take another smack at the big guy.
Hits. Cʀᴜsᴜ. Damage.
7.
Beautiful. You take off its arm and part of its shoulder as well. It goes onto the floor. It starts kind of curling around and trying to, in its animated move, kind of twinge and stuff on the floor.
Just kind of stomp on it.
Ash, your go.
Okay. Guess. In this case, I'll use I guess Dragon Image on the smaller guy with the spear in its mouth.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, it's he just needs to make an intellect save.
Makes it save. Does not at all. What's the damage?
Okay, so it's 1d6. Let me just
D6, roll for it.
4.
And let's see, it failed horribly. So we'll say it just incinerates this thing. It just goes, "Oh!" And the spear kind of falls to the ground as it kind of crumbles into dust.
There we go.
Steve,
I don't know. I'm running out of moves here. Gonna take a swing with my staff at it.
swing with your staff. Roll. Swoosh! It goes kind of plagues off the side of the wall. And
Stay back! Stay back!
Now the main one attacks and hits Ember.
Okay.
Ember, you take 4 points damage. Whack! You feel that. You can kind of feel the bone and debris off its hands flail at you with its claws. As you can kind of see the smoky ichor coming out of its mouth, ready to go ahead and start striking. And it goes towards Steve.
No, Steve.
Which lashes out, but because Steve has been kind of off balance from his strike, it misses him, goes up against the wall behind him, and you can see that the blackness kind of goes gloosh up against that, but pulls itself away and back into the desiccated corpse itself again. And the creature on the other side attacks Ash. It swings wildly, missing. Ember.
Okay. Going to smack at this big thing that's still not dead yet again. Oof. 4.
4. The swing clashes up against its armor and glances off. It is now Ash's turn.
Okay. Sorry, things slightly frozen for a second. There we go.
Yeah, the connection's pretty bad here.
Yeah. Okay.
What is Ash doing?
It's going to.
Ash
Thing
is
Steve attack the smaller skeleton with a staff.
okay. Roll. And whoosh. Misses.
In for
Steve.
the kneecap.
I'm gonna cast Spider Climb. I'm gonna get out of the road.
Okay. You cast Spider Climb. And you start climbing the wall.
Come and get me now, boys.
You're climbing. The creature looks up at you, and that black shadow goes towards you, hitting you. Roll your Constitution, please.
Constitution.
Nice. no suckage of strength, but you sustain a point of damage. The creature also wails around and strikes at Ember.
Okay.
And hits 4 points of damage at Ember.
Ouch.
Feeling bruised and battered, the party continues on. Ember.
Okay.
We'll get this guy.
Battle axe.
Natural 20.
Nice. Roll damage. Beautiful. And the creature, the main creature, you decapitate the head off of it, and you notice that the black ichor flows out of it and starts streaming out of the body, kind of disemboweling itself, disengaging itself from the main body. It's kind of just pulling itself out of the throat. Steve. Oh, hold it. It's Ash's turn, sorry.
Okay. Okay. Same thing. Just gonna smack at the other one, and hopefully the staff will hit this time.
You swing, bang, bang, clatters off of it. Creature hisses at you. Steve,
I'm gonna
climbing.
throw my bullet at it again.
Roll. The thing tangles up, and the creature ends up tumbling to the ground.
Get it, boys.
Allowing
Boils.
Ember, you can get an attack of opportunity on it.
Okay.
Roll.
Yep. Gotta get to it. Nope. Definitely not.
You end up smashing into part of its ceremonial garb. It absorbs that. Ash.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, that's
What is Ash doing?
trying to smack it again, but
Okay.
the gnome's not doing so well.
Start whacking it. And it's just kind of flailing around.
Twig arms don't do so much.
Steve. What is... You say what you're doing.
Trying to figure out what stuff I got left.
Yeah, don't look at your sheet as a bingo card. What do you do?
What do I do? Well, I'm gonna try and jump off the roof and stab it right through the head with my dagger.
Okay, roll. Dagger attack.
Ooh.
Chunk right into the thing's head. And yeah, you are triumphant. The area is silent.
There you go.
Had
Ember
enough
goes
of
and-
this.
You see a couple of centipedes kind of roam around and start picking at one of the dead bodies.
Is gonna pick up her spear.
Pulls out your spear. You now have your spear
Pulling
back.
my dagger out of the head.
Well,
Yoink.
what do we do now? He's
We
go over
need
to
to
kick,
heal and take a long rest.
kick his Arg's body. Is he still twitching? Are you alive there, buddy?
Ark is unconscious.
Okay.
We'll just set up for now, and we'll just sit here and wait for him to come back.
Smack him a couple of times. Wake up! Wake up!
Well,
Yeah,
you're small enough.
you're shaking at him. You can hear, bones crunching and stuff.
He's fine. Little broken, but
Well, we need to carry him down the rest of this hallway.
okay. Ember will pick him up as best she can.
Okay.
I'll drag him if you need to.
Ember's pretty
Ah.
strong.
She's strong enough. It's just whether or not she's tall enough.
Drag him then.
Oh, he'll be partially dragging. His feet will be dragging on the floor. And then we'll just keep heading to the right, I guess. As far as
You
we
pick
can.
up Arik and start dragging him along to the right.
Yep. Hi ho, off to work we go.
Yep, you kind of just pull over top of the remains of the bodies here. A couple of the centipedes kind of scatter and scurry as you make your way.
Battered and bruised, I pull out another torch and I start walking down the hall, leading the way.
You make your way ahead of Ember and Ash, and you come to a intersection. Goes left and right. To the right, you notice that there is a double door, and it's got a strange looking mechanism on it. Looks like some form of a round lock.
Let's try
Looking
the
the
left,
other
then.
looking the other way, to the left, you see the corridor goes down and becomes an intersection, 4 ways. You can see that from the intersection, another 10 feet in, further down, another door, smaller than this double door that you were looking at to the side on the right.
Well, that doesn't look too promising. Do we go back the other way?
I want to see what's behind this door. Let's fiddle with these 3 keys and see which one unlocks the lock.
Okay. We may or may not get eaten, just to let you know.
Okay.
Locked doors are never good.
Oh, we have to try.
Yeah. So Ember will give him the 3 keys and back up about 10 paces or so.
Okay. 10 feet basically gets you back into the intersection.
Yeah.
Steve.
I stick in the first key. I do believe it's red.
Yeah, that's red.
What's in the red key? The thing opens.
Thank you.
It opens into a elongated room. You can see that there is what appears to be some form of buttresses coming out on either side of the walls in this elongated room. And at the very end of it, about maybe 40 feet ahead, you can see what looks vaguely like some form of sarcophagus. The
We go up
buttresses
and look and see if there's any type of insignia on it.
You walk across, heading on 40 feet into the room. Dexterity check, please. You sustain 4 points of damage from a dart.
Oh, I'm done.
Well,
Steve falls to the ground with an arrow in his chest.
Ember and Ash look at each other, shake their heads. Humans. And then Ember will go in slowly and Steve and drag him back to Ark.
You start dragging him back. There's blood seeping out from the wound. You see that there's a trail of blood as you're dragging him. You get him back to the door.
So rip off. Yeah, I'm sure Ark doesn't need so much clothing, so just rip off a part and just bandage it up.
Okay, bandaging him up. Perfect. Roll a d20 for me, please. Under wisdom, you can do that.
Okay. That's not horrible. Not good though.
You patch him up, put a some sort of compress that you've makeshifted out of the clothing.
A little more forcefully than intended, being a buff dwarf barbarian, not really knowing what to do.
The dart is still protruding out of his chest.
Didn't bother to take it out. Just tried to like, oh, I'm fine. It'll be fine. Just wrapping it up. He'll survive, maybe.
Alrighty. Ash and Ember, alone in the dark corridor, looking at each other.
Is this your first time? No. Is this your first time? No. Just both laughing at the fate of squishy humans and the short-lived races. Just start playing just games they can come up with. To while away the time.
Alrighty. You are playing games with each other. We shall end the session there.
How many sessions have we ended now with someone basically in pieces?
Well, I did tell you it was a little dangerous. So
Just
we
a
will.
little.
We are out of character now.
I'll make sure there's one done up.
What's that?
I said I'll make sure there's one done up.
Yeah, that should have been done.
Yeah, it should have been.
It should have been.
Totally forgot about it.
It's okay.
I'll make up 2 more. How about that?
It could be a good idea. Yeah.
I mean, considering. Yeah.
What do you think?
I think I can get into this.
Okay. Yeah, I guess.
It's a Switch, and I actually really enjoy it.
Well, it's kind of fun playing it. The character, instead of trying to play it safe, keep them alive, just let them do what they want. And if something happens, it happens. If it doesn't,
yeah. I would suggest don't really worry too much. I mean, certainly you have the idea of what you have for spells and stuff like that. I would highly recommend that you have that like written on a piece of paper for you, kind of idea. That way you can kind of know offhand what kind of spells you have instead of going off the bingo card here.
Yeah, I was trying to remember how much. You only have so many uses for certain ones, so trying to remember that. I had to look up.
I only have 2 uses, right? So I can use Spider Clam and Magic Missile, and then that's it.
Yeah, I've got three uses for the first level spell, so I had to look that up. And just remembering that.
Yeah, I know it's a little bit different going from one system like Traveler to this. So it might take a little bit time to adjust. Also, yeah, you're also when you try to stop somebody from bleeding out, they will make saves. Of course, Spencer's character is going to be making saves throughout. being at his negatives right now. But put it bluntly, you know, he only had 4 hit points, so it was quite the.
Well, wizards are squishy as hell.
They're well,
not being wizard. Well, you know.
I mean, 4 to 5 hit points, no armor.
Yeah,
you're gonna.
Like I had an AC of 10, but you know, like what am I going to do with that?
I mean, anything.
Most of the rolls that he made were well over 10, and I'm just like,
I would have suggested the gnome had gone forth first because of the way that gnomes are more attuned to the stone, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, he gave him the room, but he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll just go on ahead," and it's like, okay.
But you know, it's what happened. It's so the gnome and the dwarf remaining out of the group.
Yeah, the two more
games.
Yeah, seasoned adventurers knowing better than to just walk into a room without first checking to make sure that.
Yeah, but then you two were bickering at each other, so.
No, we weren't.
Also, I would highly recommend that when you dispose of somebody, it's always a good idea to go ahead and check to see whether or not they have stuff on them, that sort of thing. Just saying.
Take my stuff. I'm dead.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. Well,
leave them for the centipedes.
There you go.
I guess that is it for our first session on here. We will continue with new players, new characters, and we'll see where that goes on for next week. Alrighty. Until then, you know. Hey, since you made it this far in the video at the end, you may as well hit that subscribe button. Because it's free. Honest, it's free. Just go ahead and hit it. I'm learning stuff. You are learning stuff. We all learn together. Subscribe. Just do it.